From green warrior to political queen-maker, Bob Brown's rise towards the pinnacle of power in Canberra has come to an end. He's quitting after more than a decade and a half in the Senate. The surprise resignation leaves his party with a historic challenge to try to prosper without the only leader it's ever known. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin begins our coverage.
Bob Brown led the Greens from the literal wilderness to the corridors of power. He's been contemplating his future since the last election, but the dramatic decision still shocked his party and rocked the parliament.
I'm well aware of the size of this decision.
The resignation as leader took effect immediately, and he'll leave the Senate in June. The 67-year-old thinks it's time for renewal.
While I'm sad to be leaving, I'm also happy to go, and I have other things that I want to do, but I'll always, every breath I take will be as a Green until the day I die, if not for a long time after that.
Okay, thanks everyone.
The party room unanimously elevated Christine Milne from deputy to leader, opting against generational change.
There's been a really positive reaction to today on the Twitter sphere in particular.
The Tasmanians fought alongside Bob Brown for a quarter of a century.
I'd like to begin by paying tribute to Bob as an absolutely remarkable and outstanding leader of this nation.
That's what the coalition argues. It reckons Bob Brown's de facto Prime Minister. He is giving up unprecedented influence. In the Senate, the Greens hold the balance of power. In the Reps, they're keeping Labor in government.
I was a signatory to that agreement and I will work to continue the implementation of that agreement, but there'll be no renegotiation of the agreement that I'm already a signatory to.
The former school teacher wants to reach out to business and will try to connect with rural Australia.
I think the Greens and the Bush have misunderstood ourselves, if you like, for some time. I'm going to try and put that right.
As for the ex-leader, regrets, he has a few.
I didn't get to be Minister for Westerly Winds.
It has been an interesting and I think remarkable political life. I do wish him well.
These will be turbulent times for the Greens if and when he departs.
He's not the only MP who thinks the Greens could wither without their founder, much like the Democrats did. Bob Brown proved to be both dogmatic and pragmatic, an idealist and a wily political player. He united a party that does contain some divisions. There are only 10 people in the party room, but 3 of them ran for deputy, with Adam Bant prevailing.
Well, it's been a pretty big day. Didn't have any inkling that that was coming, but it's been a bit of a whirlwind. But I reckon now we've got a pretty good team.
The Greens are on trajectory to become a future government, and our job isn't to make the so-and-sos honest, it's to replace them.
He insists this isn't the beginning of the end, just the end of the beginning.
That's a little bit like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. The wings are spreading already.
Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.